Good morning. Just making breakfast. If you know me at all, my absolute favorite breakfast is pancakes. I can literally make pancakes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I just love breakfast food overall, to be honest, and I can just eat it whenever. I make protein pancakes because I go to the gym, I try to eat healthy, and that's just like the lifestyle that I have when it comes to eating and just being healthy overall. Yeah, obviously when I go to like IHOP or Denny's. Well, IHOP actually has protein pancakes and they're actually really good. They have like three different kinds. They have like a blueberry lemon ricotta. They have strawberry banana and they have the original. And I usually go with the original or the blueberry lemon ricotta. But there's also this breakfast spot called Breakfast Republic. I don't know. I live in San Diego and they have it all over the place here. I'm sure they have it more north, maybe even in LA. I don't know. I don't think it's just a San Diego thing. Yeah, they have really good pancakes and they're not protein pancakes and not healthy, but who cares? Like, I love pancakes overall and I just love how you can really just do anything with it. So that's like literally why I love pancakes so much. When I was a kid, I didn't really like them that much because my mom would make them all the time and I got tired of them at some point. But growing up, it's just you go back to liking the same things you liked as a kid, and for me it's like pancakes and even eggs. I love eggs now. I used to hate eggs when I was a kid, partially because when I was in 6th grade I had to take an allergy test because I would get like rashes for some reason, and obviously I was allergic to something, and it turns out that I was allergic to eggs for a little bit or something. I don't know what I was allergic to, but then I had to retake a test like years later because I don't know, sometimes allergies go away or it just maybe isn't accurate. But yeah, I'm not allergic to eggs anymore, thankfully, because I love eggs and it's one of my go-to breakfasts right now. Like, I'm not making eggs because I just want to eat pancakes, to be honest, and I want to top it off with like banana or like some fruit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna make my breakfast. I'll maybe show you a little bit of it. Okay, before I devour it, just wanted to show y'all how cute these pancakes came out. It's Pride Month, so let's talk about that. I want to share why pride is so important to me and why we should talk about it more and express ourselves through our stories and our experiences and the people we love. I honestly don't even know what exactly I want to talk about making this video. I just wanted to get in front of the camera and just start talking about what this all means to me. I came out for the first time ever in 2017. First to one of my best friends, my ex-girlfriend, and my sister. And those were the first three people that I ever told. And 2018 was when I made a more public announcement about my coming out and my identification and my label and everything. And yeah, I had just freshly broken up with my ex-girlfriend in 2017, like in October. And I came out in April of 2018, right before I turned 18, actually. So yeah, right before I turned 18, I came out. I was actually talking to someone at the time, this guy that I met online, and it was the first guy that I ever really talked to and gave any attention to romantically. So it was all very new, and I remember that after I came out, I had to break things off because I just was so overwhelmed with the fact that I had just came out and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what that meant for me. Like, there was so many options. Obviously, it was time for me to start exploring my sexuality and seeing what I like, who interests me, who doesn't, all of that stuff. But I guess I was dating this guy, like, secretly. He was already out, I wasn't. And he was very patient with me, and he was honestly one of the sweetest guys I've ever dated, and not just because he was the first guy, but because he really made me feel safe and comfortable about everything that I did. And yeah, that experience is not one that I take for granted. It's one that's going to stick with me for forever. You know, it's my first experience with someone of the same gender. And when you come out, people expect you to label yourself and be the person that you're claiming to be, you know, because there's so much pressure to know who you are and say who you are and act as who you claim you are, and all of this pressure from people that really shouldn't matter, because I've learned through my long journey that you never stop learning about yourself, that you never stop growing, going through hard things, and just continuously learning, whether it's good or bad things about yourself, or through bad or not so great experiences. Like, you're always learning, and that's something that we all go through constantly. It's something that doesn't end unless you die, right? But it really just doesn't stop, and I think that's really the beauty of it all. And it can also be really the scariest part of it all, because if you're constantly fearing that you're going to keep changing, then you probably have the wrong perspective. I think that changing is a good thing, and it can definitely lead to the better version of yourself. I think it's so great that we can always learn something about ourselves, whether it's because you dated someone for a month and that taught you that, oh, this is not the type of person I want to be with, whatever. Anyway, I've learned a lot about myself just with my experience of coming out. I think pride is important because it helps people who are out celebrate themselves. It helps people that are still questioning have a source of support, and it helps people who just don't know yet. Yeah, I know we still live in a world where it's not legal or appropriate or accepted everywhere you go. There's still places out there that don't accept it. There's laws that are being worked on to not let the LGBTQ plus community have the same rights as everybody else. And that's like the world we live in. It's a cruel place. I'm speaking as someone who just wants to talk about what pride is and what love is and my experiences and all. And I think it's important to give people like myself a voice because it helps others feel not so alone. This video is made for people who are celebrating pride this month, who want to celebrate pride and maybe can't because they're just not in the safest space to do so, which is unfortunate. And that's why I think speaking up and making this kind of content coming from the heart is very important to me. Another way that I love to celebrate pride is through music. I love music so much. There's so many anthems and songs and artists who really root for human rights. Love is a human right, and I think that it's important for me to express myself through music. One of my all-time favorite pride anthem is Break Free by Ariana Grande. She's also my favorite artist, which is no surprise. And I know there's many other great LGBT anthems, Born This Way. And that's like the only one that's come to mind. I'm blanking out, but there's so many songs out there that maybe tell your story a little closer to home, and Break Free is one of them for me. I mean, when I came out, it felt like I was free. I could breathe a little more. There was no more heavy weight on my shoulder when it came to my sexual orientation and my identification. And although I kept learning about myself, and although it wasn't solidified what I identified as, it still felt like I was getting closer to become the person that I am now. Having people around me, my closest friends, my twin sister, who's probably my favorite person in the world, and my family, all the support. I'm lucky. I'm honestly lucky that I have people around me to support me, because I know a lot of people don't. And that's why I think it's important to have pride, because it helps anyone have a space, whether it be online, whether it be through clubs, organizations, just people who care. These sources give people who don't have the support a source of support, because not everybody has it. And that's why I feel very lucky to have people in my life, especially my family, to support me for who I am and always live my life unapologetically as myself. And I think that's really important, and I feel so lucky. There's so much to say about pride, and I think it's important to always have that conversation, always go to people who you can trust and you can feel safe around, because living as yourself can be a scary thing. It can be dangerous depending where you live. And I think that it's important to always voice your support for the community, because that's what will strengthen this whole conversation. And I feel that talking about it is just one of the many things that we can do to help people understand that this is life. People love people, and that's never gonna change. As long as we continue to talk about it and fight for it, I think that we will continue to go a long way. I'm sorry if this video was kind of all over the place or random or just didn't have one sole purpose, but I wanted to speak from the heart, and I wanted to really just celebrate everybody, all of you amazing people who are on your journey, have made it through your journey, haven't began, are still, figuring it all out. It's okay. You'll get there one day. Know that there's always a safe space out here in the world. People who will love you for who you are, and people that will support you for who you are, because that's just how life is. You know, you find the right people, and there's always a safe space somewhere. And I hope that you can all find the light at the end of your tunnel. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and comment what your favorite thing about Pride is, and maybe your favorite anthem and your favorite experience, something that you'd like to share, you know. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.